From Chris in Richmond. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Ian and panel. Is the Tories' best way of winning the general election to tack right and align with reform?
A lot of people seem to be suggesting that that's what they're doing. Now, Reform did rather well in those two by-elections, 10% and 13%. The bigger they get, the more opportunity there is, Robert Goodwill, for disillusioned Conservative voters not to stay at home, but actually go out and vote for them, because they're effectively promoting themselves as the real Conservatives.
I think people understand that when they go and vote, if they vote for reform, using the vote effectively, real evidence that people who are voting for reform or UKIP or Brexit are all disillusioned Conservatives. Certainly in my constituency in the 2019 election, the big surprise was it was the people in the council estates, which was rock-solid Labour, that were crossing the road to shake my hand because they wanted Brexit delivered. Brexit seems to be a little bit off the agenda, but let's not forget that Keir Starmer and the Labour Party fought tooth and nail to try and stop Brexit happening, and I think people haven't forgotten that in the north, where Caroline and I come from, in 2019.
Caroline, do you think Reform are a big danger to the Conservatives?
I think they're more trouble for Labour, and I think the 10%, 13% share of the vote in the two constituencies in the by-elections last week, speak to that. The Conservative Party tack to the right, or should they align with Reform? I think where they can align in a way that means that, some pact or something like that.
Farage, the predecessor of Reform was the Brexit Party. He stood down a lot of candidates in Labour-facing seats, so the Conservatives actually got an inflated majority.
And Reform are there to jab them, poke the bear, I think, all the time, rather than do anything helpful for the Tories.
Any comments on Reform? Otherwise, I'll move on.
No, I'm not a Tory. You know this about me, Ian. But if there were to be a Labour government, I would love there to be an opposition that I could see some of what they were saying was credible, and they were there to challenge in a grown-up way. And so I really hope the Conservatives choose to try and soak up that Reform vote.